I think the most important lesson I've learned about teamwork is honest communication. I believe that honest communication allows for team members to better understand each other and better understand how they can work together to achieve a common goal. Now, an example of how I learned that lesson or how I was reminded that lesson was during one of my biochemistry lab courses in the fall of 2018. So I was in this lab course, I was assigned three other group members whom I will call Andrew, Kyle, and Jimmy, and we had to work on a semester-long project and to produce some data for a school conference. Now, we quickly found that within a few weeks, that we were kind of struggling to keep up with tasks in the lab, so we decided to have a meeting. And in that meeting, we were very honest with each other, and we communicated, hey, I'm really good at this, but I'm not doing too well with this. Can I, take this part of the project instead? Because oftentimes I think the issue with teamwork is people are just assigned certain roles and they don't really know how the whole project is coming together or how people are faring with doing their part of the project. So I think a good way that we planned for this project was that we assigned roles based on our strengths and weaknesses, but we also took the opportunities to teach each other. So Andrew was really good at hands-on stuff, so he'd do more of the PCR, do the gels, but he'd also teach us when he's doing the gels, when he's doing the hands-on techniques. He would say, hey, I'm double checking this, I have a list here, and I'm doing this. Now, Jimmy was really good at compiling data and making graphs and tables, and very, very nice graphics. So whenever he'd make the graphics and the data tables, he would have us come over to his computer and he'd tell us, hey, I'm doing this, you want to try this? Like, he'd be teaching us. Now, Kyle was really in charge of, kind of leading the team, making sure we were on task, and he would have a giant checklist we'd have in lab every time. Now, I was in charge of interpreting the data and helping write the conclusions and parts of the papers, and I would, explain how I came about to my conclusions and how I was interpreting the data to the rest of the group members. So I think the best way to work in a team is really honest communication, being able to understand who's good at what, who's not so good at what, and use the opportunity not just to complete a project or get to a common goal, but also use the opportunity to grow and learn from each other.